Well, it's a sign of progress for Pope Francis as the Vatican is announcing he is no longer requiring mechanical ventilation in order to breathe. The Pope is now in stable condition and has not had a fever today. It is welcome news after the 88-year-old pontiff suffered an alarming isolated breathing crisis on Friday. He's been in the hospital for 2 weeks now, battling double pneumonia and still leading the Vatican. But his doctors want to keep his prognosis guarded, which means he's not out of danger yet. NewsNation's Mills Hayes is here with us now with more. Now, this sounds like great news. Are there still specific risks his doctors are worried about, though, Mills?
Hey, Anna, we definitely have seen Pope Francis's health go up and down. Now, this is good news for sure, though. We are definitely still seeing some concerns. He's not on mechanical ventilation anymore, but Pope Francis is still receiving high-flow supplemental oxygen. The 88-year-old Holy Father has been in Rome's Gemelli Hospital since Valentine's Day, and after this latest coughing episode on Friday, that isolated breathing crisis you mentioned, doctors are concerned again about the risk of a possible infection. And even as the Vatican says that the Pope has had a good response to treatment, indicating that his respiratory function is improving, it's important to remember that Francis has a history of problems with his lungs. As a young man, part of one of his lungs was removed, and he also has lung disease. Pope Francis has been well enough to thank his supporters, though, and to enjoy his coffee while reading the newspaper this morning, which is my favorite way to have coffee as well.
Hey, yeah, me too. How's the Pope been managing his papal duties while in the hospital and still sending out a message, I understand, thanking everybody who's been praying for him?
Yeah, the Pope has not made any public appearances since being admitted to the hospital, missing his Sunday afternoon prayer address for the third straight week. But that has not stopped him from communicating with the Catholic faithful. In place of this prayer today, the Vatican releasing a note from the Pope writing, "I would like to thank you for the prayers. I feel all your affection and closeness, and I feel as if I am carried and supported by all God's people." Pope Francis also using these messages to reiterate his calls for peace in Ukraine and across the globe, saying, above all, I pray for peace. From here, war appears even more absurd. Pope Francis has also been meeting with Vatican officials, and the Vatican's daily updates over the past few days have mentioned that the Holy Father continues to pray and participate in Mass with his caretakers. Anna?
Yeah, but we know when we hear high-flow oxygen, we know he's not out of the woods yet, and that's why they're calling his condition guarded. NewsNation's Mills Hayes, thank you so much for that update. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.